All the information shared in this video is available on the public platform. Nothing is discussed here which may breach the confidentiality of our armed forces. Defense Detective respects our defense forces and works only on the information that is available for public use.
Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Defense Detective. In today's episode, I will talk to you about how Taliban earns. How does it maintain its 70 to 80,000 fighters? From where does Taliban get money to give to these fighters? And how, after the occupation of Afghanistan, Taliban has found a huge treasure. After Taliban has occupied Afghanistan, there is an atmosphere of chaos and the situation is getting worse day by day. Most of the Afghani intellectuals have fled out of the country. Now the biggest challenge before the Taliban is to save the economy of Afghanistan before it ruins further. As soon as Afghanistan came under Taliban's control, inflation increased enormously. Afghanistan's currency has fallen tremendously. At present, the price of $1 in Afghanistan has reached 88 Afghani rupees, whereas exactly a year ago, at the same time, the price of $1 was 77 Afghani rupees. So within a year, the price of Afghan's currency has fallen by 11 rupees. If we look back to June this year, the price of $1 was about 78 Afghani rupees. Within 2 months, the price fell by 10 rupees. The reason is clear: Taliban's occupation on Afghanistan. This is the situation today. But have you ever thought that how has Taliban survived for the last 20 years? How has it continued its fight? What was the source of its funding? From where it was getting money? And how was Taliban able to manage an army of 80,000 fighters? You will be surprised to know that about 10 years ago, the number of Taliban fighters was only 30,000. But now it has shot up to more than 80,000. So it is very important to understand that how much is the income of Taliban, how much money it earns. The United Nations Security Council released a report in September 2012. This report was on the monitoring of the Taliban and the people associated with it. This report describes in detail how much the Taliban earns. According to the UN, Taliban earned around $400 million from March 2011 to March 2012. This means that Taliban earned $400 million in a year. I will tell you in details along with the evidence that what was the source of Taliban's earnings. You will be surprised to know how Taliban has increased its earnings tremendously in just few years. BBC investigation revealed that the Taliban has earned $1.5 billion between 2017 and 2018. There are mainly 4 sources of Taliban's income. First is the foreign donation. Second is business of drugs. Third is tax or recovering money from traders. And fourth is illegal mining of precious minerals. So let's first tell you from which countries does the Taliban get donations. Since the Taliban had a direct conflict with America for the last 20 years, the anti-American faction has been helping the Taliban in every possible way. The first name in this list is of Pakistan. Even though America and Pakistan were working together, but Pakistan has always played double games. And now Pakistan is openly saying that it has raised Taliban and has provided them every help. America also knew that Pakistan was playing double games with it, but it was compelled to keep Pakistan with it. According to a classified report of the US intelligence, which came in the year 2008, the Taliban had received donations of hundreds of crores from Pakistan, Iran, Russia, and the Gulf countries. Among the Gulf countries, most of the money was sent to Taliban by Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. According to this US intelligence report, in 2008, the Taliban earned about $106 million in donations from other countries. Now let's come to the biggest source of income of Taliban, which is the business of drugs. Afghanistan is the world's largest producer of opium, the drug used to make heroin. And the Taliban have the largest and strongest drug smuggling network. To understand this source of Taliban's earnings, nothing can be better than the report of the US Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction. This report, titled Counter Narcotics Lessons from the US Experience in Afghanistan, was presented in June 2018. This is a report of about 275 pages, in which complete information has been given about the drugs racket of Taliban, its network, the methods used, and the revenue it earns from it. According to this report, the export business of opium in Afghanistan ranges from $1.5 billion to $3 billion. Now you can guess from this that opium cultivation is the biggest source of income for the Taliban. But the Taliban do not cultivate opium on their own, because for this they have to live in some special places and they have to work very hard. So they started earning from the farmers who do farming of opium. The Taliban imposed a tax of 10% on all the farmers cultivating opium. This means that the opium farmers will have to give 10% of the income earned from farming to the Taliban. If they do not give this tax, then they are sure to die. Apart from this, Taliban has imposed the same tax on the labs where heroin is prepared from opium. Not only this, but there is also a tax on those smugglers who illegally send opium or heroin to various countries around the world. According to this report of Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, Taliban earns from $100 million to $400 million every year from the drug trade. This is about 60% of their total earnings. This tax system of Taliban is not limited only to the business of drugs, but is also imposed on the businessmen of Afghanistan. The businessmen of the areas which were occupied by Taliban had to pay tax to them. Taliban has also been earning millions of dollars through this. Now you can imagine the plight of the people of Afghanistan. On one hand, they had to pay taxes to the government, and on the other hand, they had to pay tax to the Taliban to save their lives and business. Almost everything was taxed by the Taliban, including oil and construction material. Almost all the trade routes of the country are occupied by the Taliban. Not even a single car can pass through it without their consent. Every businessman has to pay tax to the Taliban to drive his car on these trade routes. Taliban earns crores of rupees through this. Apart from this, wherever development projects are going on in the country, such as roads, schools, clinics, which are mainly being built with foreign funding, they also have to pay tax to the Taliban. Not only this, but Taliban has been earning even by taxing the facilities provided by the Afghan government. In the year 2018, Afghanistan's electricity department told BBC that the Taliban used to take money from people to use electricity. People used to pay the electricity bill not to the government but to the Taliban. Taliban earns about $2 million from the electricity bills paid by the people. Now let me tell you about the fourth source of Taliban's earnings, that is illegal mining. Many precious minerals and gemstones are found in Afghanistan. The precious gemstone mines, which are used to make jewelry all over the world, have also been occupied by Taliban. This blue-colored stone, named lapis lazuli, is found in abundance in Afghanistan. It is also used in making many things, ranging from jewelry to other ornamental things. In Helmand province, along with lapis lazuli, many other valuable minerals are found. In Afghanistan, mining is a business of about $1 billion annually. You will be surprised to know that there are about 30 illegal mines which are occupied by Taliban. In 2014, the UN Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team report said that the Taliban made more than $10 million in a year from 30 illegal mines. So now you must be clear that for 20 years how Taliban raised their fighters, how they bore their expenses, and from where they have earned money. Pakistan is also an equal partner in this crime, as ISI is also involved in Taliban's drug business. Now when the whole of Afghanistan is in Taliban's possession, you can easily imagine what is going to happen next. Friends, hope you have liked the video. We will get back to you soon with another video. Jai Hind.